A horrific collision at sea between two ships left a dark legacy and over 300 men dead. The unsettled souls of those who died are still longing to rest in peace. Just ask visitors to the Queen Mary.
Long Beach, California. For decades, visitors to the Queen Mary have seen and heard ghosts roaming its lower levels.
Hello? Speak to me. I have investigated hundreds of haunted places over the years, and in my opinion, the Queen Mary is the most haunted place in the world.
Ghosts have been reported on the Queen Mary since 1942, when the ship was involved in a tragic accident.
It's one of the worst naval disasters of all time. We were off the coast of Ireland. We were carrying troops back to America. We accidentally ran into one of our own escort ships, the HMS Carousel. Carousel must have got its coordinates mixed up, because all of a sudden it was right in front of us. It had no business being there, but there it was. Bam! We hit her. We split her right in half. 338 British sailors lost their lives.
This year, a technical team joined psychic Peter James aboard the Queen Mary to search for proof of paranormal activity.
And I've got, these are like backup batteries just in case.
If there was any possible way to catch what could not be seen with the naked eye on film, that was what I was after.
I arrived at the Queen Mary with a lot of high-tech sound gear to follow Peter James around and see if it was haunted. I wanted to know why.
We're setting up our gear, we're getting ready to go in, but in the back of our minds, I think we're all thinking about that horrible accident that happened in 1942.
After we struck her, I looked over the side of the Queen Mary. They were screaming for help. Sometimes late at night, you can still hear them.
Level 12.
Hello?
Well, we go in there with Peter, and almost immediately he starts hearing all these ghosts, these entities.
I was just felt something touch me on my left arm. Just now. Feel this. Something is here, right here. A cold area is usually indicative of a ghost presence.
Now it's very cold right here.
Yes, it's right here.
Yeah.
Level 8.
Well, we went down to the pool area with Peter. There was a complete change in the atmosphere. It made the hair on my arms stand up.
The first-class swimming pool has a vortex. Hundreds of entities that are on the ship. This is where they enter from and leave from. Sometimes it's 20 to 30 degrees colder here.
Really?
Yes. This is the vortex. This is the dimensional entrance from their dimension into ours.
Peter showed us the vortex, but I still didn't quite believe it. I took some footage of it, didn't see anything unusual in my viewfinder, but then I came back to look at my footage and I saw this. I've heard that entities give off a magnetic force, and that's the only thing I can come up with as a reason for the disturbance. And it went away as soon as I shot somewhere other than the vortex.
Both sides of the Queen Mary had men in the water. They were kicking and clawing and trying to push away, but the draft from the Queen Mary sucked them right under the boat. Many of them went right through the propellers.
Level 5.
We were headed down to the bows of the ship where the Queen Mary struck the Carousel.
Peter was the first to hear something.
Listen, listen. Hello?
I go over to where he's kind of guiding me to hear things. I don't hear anything. I take the tape back to my studio. I start hearing this noise. I couldn't hear it when I was there, but it's on the tape. I don't know what it is.
Level 1.
As we speak, we're about 50 feet below water level.
We kept going deeper into the lower part of the Queen Mary. It was disturbing. There was just kind of this stillness that was there, and it was like a tomb. Were you hearing that at all? Were you hearing the knocking?
Right over here.
We came to this hatch, and we finally get it open. Whoa. You smell it from there? Oh, it's rank land in there, man.
What does it smell like?
Stanky. I don't know. I backed away because of the smell of the hatch.
And so I decided to point my camera in that direction just to see if I pick up on anything. And as I'm moving forward, ew, I feel this ice-cold touch on the back of my neck. And I look around. Scott has left. He's nowhere to be seen. And there's no explanation for what that was. And I think that's when I realized there's something really strange going on here.
Now I'm jumpy.
Yeah, let's
It's
get out of
weird.
here.
I went from perfectly fine to like jumpy.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something from the past. I couldn't help but think about all those servicemen.
Most of the sailors were still in the water when the carousel went down. They were screaming at us to stop, begging us for help, pleading with their eyes. Our orders were clear. Full steam ahead. We couldn't stop for anything or for anyone. I couldn't even watch anymore. I had to turn away. That sound, those voices. I think I'll hear that sound forever.
So I theorized that these crewmen, in their consciousness of 50 more years ago, they're about to drown. And most are not aware of being dead. They will continue as long as the Queen Mary is here.
Coming up next, America's most haunted city.
Savannah is a major portal for spirit activity.
A strange encounter with the spirit world.
We were right here. In one of the pictures, there's a figure standing beside us. It's not in the other pictures. The picture right behind it has nothing.